Thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on the show now. Very quickly, take a look at some of the issues that we have to talk about. Now let's focus on the fallout of what happened yesterday. Onye, Tolu, you guys, I'm sure are aware, Onye, obviously the news editor of Sporting Live, you're aware of the latest around the NFF elections appeals. FIFA yesterday sent in a letter accepting the majority report. It's been a controversy. And I remember the day that we spoke about it the first time, about the majority and the minority. Onye, you were on the show, and you said, look, there shouldn't be an issue out of this one. But we made an issue out of it, and once again needed FIFA to write, to clarify. For how long are we going to be doing this?
Well, for the sake of Nigerian football, I think everybody involved should also respect FIFA's decision, for the sake of Nigeria. But you and I know that these people, some desperate, we still want to, foment trouble. But the truth will always prevail. If you are on the path of truth, whatever it takes, the truth, like Otman Danfodo said, is like an open wound. Only conscience can heal it. And that is the way forward. What are we even talking about? Like I said here last week, there are other issues, contending issues that need serious attention. Now FIFA has ruled, if actually these people who are fighting are interested in the interests of Nigerian football, this is a time
and the genuine development of Nigerian football.
This is a time to sheath their sword and work with the administration in place now and move forward. We don't need. We have fought for a long time, and the attendant results. The consequences are there. The consequences, we have failed to qualify for the Nations Cup. These are one of the consequences of the crisis in Nigerian football. And if care is not taken, we might sink deeper into more crisis.
If this is not resolved.
These gladiators don't see that.
Let's look at some reactions that have come through. President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amadu Pinnick, says this victory is not a personal victory, it's victory for football, and that it's time for us now to realize that there's a whole lot of work to be done after all these issues, appeal, election, and all the other issues, for us to move the game forward. That's what Amadu Pinnick said. And I want you guys to talk about it very quickly.
Well, first and foremost, we have to remember that they have now spent over 70 days in office. And then you think about it again and say 70 days. We can only point to one thing as one of the major things they've been able to do. Maybe getting some of the referees, the elite referees, out of the nation. They've not been able to concentrate. 4 years look like a long time, but really, it's a very short period of time. Before you know, it's all over. Before you know, we're talking 2015. 2015 is just a couple of weeks, maybe 3 maximum, away from the new year. And then we'll be looking at the agenda for 2015. The women Super Falcons will be playing the World Cup, the African Youth Championship, and of course, they have to prepare for the Olympics, which will be just probably 18 months away.
Beginning next year.
So, 2015 is so near. And the board cannot even think about preparing the team because they have to think of some court cases or some issues that you think have been buried.
Apart from the national team, apart from the sorry to cut you, apart from the national team, there are other issues of real football development.
Yes.
It's not just the national teams.
Very correct.
It is about the structure for the leagues, the structure of club football, club licensing, and genuine grassroots football development.
Very correct.
That requires a lot of attention.
And that is what they've not been able to pay attention to because they have to. Their minds are being divided, sort of. They cannot really concentrate on one thing at the moment. Instead of trying to develop football as a whole in the nation, they have to just come at some point, get distracted by some other issues that I think we've already gotten over. So for the development and betterment of Nigerian football, because it is really probably one of its worst states that we are at the moment. Again, we have not qualified for the African Cup of Nations, and we did it in a more embarrassing fashion. We lost games we shouldn't lose, and we finished third. We couldn't even win at home. 2 games we couldn't win at home. Very embarrassing. And of course, these are things we want to really get over as quickly as possible. Start a rebuilding process, or let's say, right our wrongs, get over those lapses, and see what we can do in next year or coming years.
What are we supposed to face now very quickly? A lot of issues unresolved. One of them, coach of the Super Eagles. There were talks about a new contract for Stephen Keshi this month. and all of that. Suddenly everything has gone quiet and nobody's talking about it anymore. But these are issues that we really need to fix as quickly as possible and get our team back on track. There's no time.
Yeah, the issue of the coach for the Super Eagles is a different kettle of fish. You know, I liken it to a community chasing somebody and the person runs into the house of the king. And the king, what do you do? What do you do? You have to go back home. So that is what is happening now. Everybody is speaking from the cheek. So that is beyond all of us. And we just pray that reason
we are able to resolve it quickly.
Will prevail so that we do the right thing. If we are going to confirm, extend Keshi's contract, if it's
let's get it quickly.
Let's get it quickly.
So that we can move on.
Now the Nations Cup is around the corner. By February it will be over. Then we need to start
qualifying for the World Cup to begin.
These are issues that should be resolved.
For CHAN and a whole lot of competition.
So nobody will blame the board for the issue of Keshi. It's beyond all of us.
Them, I think.
It's beyond all of us. But like you said, the issue of technical department is very crucial. We need to get.
Another Shago has been appointed technical director, but he needs to be empowered to perform.
Exactly, so that we come up with structures. How do we move forward? What pattern of football do we adopt going into the next 4 years? How can he support the man who eventually becomes the coach? Are their roles clearly defined in such a way that the coach and the technical director will not
class of interest?
Those are the issues we're talking about.
I think that is very, very important also. To the Germans. Some years ago they did something when immediately Jürgen Klinsmann left after the 2006 World Cup, which they hosted, and they couldn't progress beyond the semi-final stage. There was something they adopted, a style of play that will be identical to all the club sides and the national team, such that when players are invited, you do not have to struggle to fit into a particular philosophy.
Absolutely.
This is the way you play at the club side, which is what we do as a German way.
And that is the role of the technical
That's
director.
what you do. That is your job. Make it easy for the players, make it easy for the coaches, and when they come, they don't have to rack their brains thinking of how do I adjust the differences. You just get ready-made players who are played regularly, week in, week out, particular patterns, and you work it out in the league, in the national team, and it works perfectly.
And key to that are properly run clubs.
Definitely.
Properly run clubs. But let's move away from that very quickly because our time is running, and talk about one issue that is also very, very crucial. It is information dissemination. What kind of information do we give out? How do you access information from the Nigerian Football Federation? A couple of days ago, I don't know whether Anye was on set with us or Tolu was on set with us. We were commending the Nigerian Football Federation for being very active and for launching a Twitter handle at the NFF. That's the handle at the NFF, already verified by Twitter. And of course, we said this should be a means through which NFF will communicate to us on a regular basis. I'm not sure they've done too badly because the last time it was updated was December 7th, which is 3 days ago.
And you are saying it's not too bad?
3 days ago.
And there was an issue yesterday.
We were expecting that these things would have been out on Twitter.
So you can retweet.
So that people can retweet.
And favorite.
So we can expect them to be more active, really.
Yes.
And that's what we're saying. We commended them for starting this, but at the same time, we are asking you have to be more active, more proactive. I mean, there should be information about the FIFA letter coming in, upholding the appeal, majority decision of the appeals, and a whole lot of other things. Samson Siasia's team is in camp. A lot of information that we're looking for.
We are not in the primitive years.
And we need to get updated on Twitter. Anyway, if that is all we see of Twitter, let us show you something that will shock you. We also talked about the website that day that we commended the NFF for launching a world-class website. Tolu, just a couple of minutes ago, was trying to log on to that website to get some information, and this is what it brings out.
Yeah,
this is what it brings out.
Okay.
What is happening is
when the
official website of the Nigerian Football Federation is showing maintenance mode.
When they talk in terms of maintenance, they are not going to take tractors or bulldozers, like construction of roads. These things are very simple. Empower people to work. We have covered the international tournaments where CAF media officers, they tweet every second. They are on Twitter, they are on Facebook. So there are so many Nigerians who are gifted in information technology. Get them involved, empower them.
No. I'm confused. I'm confused. Tolu, maybe you guys can help me out. We were commending a world-class website a couple of days ago. Some Nigerians did that and were given information, on a regular basis that we saw. And I remember I was Tunde Koiki that said, let's not celebrate yet. And we were saying, Tunde, for once, be positive. That something will come on this side on a regular basis. But look at what we see.
So these guys would have loved to be here.
That's why Tunde is always saying, look, you guys should not celebrate too early. What's going on?
I think it's
just NFF should really do a lot more.
They can do a lot more than this. I think they can do a lot more than this. There is no excuse to keep this website in this state.
Maintenance mode.
I mean,
not on a day like this.
Not on a day like this.
When you are running to the NFF website to find out a lot of information about
and then you get
FIFA letter and the appeals, and you get maintenance mode. So the appeal that affected it.
So maintenance come maybe after a while, something is in state
of upgrade.
Disrepair.
Yeah.
Why can you maintain
a site that has just been opened?
Is it a month old? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so.
Anyway, the challenge, what word can I use? Well, what we're saying,
to get serious.
That's the word. Let's get serious. That's the bottom line. Let's get serious. And I think it's a responsibility. If we were praising you a couple of months ago, then we have the right to also ask a few questions. And now, let's get serious. This is not how it should be. We've been commenting on Maju Pinnick. You talked about the referees going abroad and all of that. Beautiful ideas. That's what we want to see. And it is time for the NFF to really get serious with the website, with the Twitter handle, and let us compete. Let us compete and really lay a foundation for proper football administration. And it is very key that you take information dissemination very, very important. Anyway, let's just move away from that because our time is running out. Let's go on a quick break, catch our breath. When we return from that break, we'll be talking Copa Lagos. We'll be talking Dream Team, under 23 team in Abuja. We'll be talking about a player, MVP at the last under 17 World Cup, Kelechi Iheanacho. There's some good news coming out around Kelechi Iheanacho from the Etihad Stadium. You will find out why when you join us later. We'll be right back.